Hello everyone, I'm your friend, Mike Watch. Today, I'll be reviewing the VS Factory's 3rd generation green ghost submariner for you. This particular model is frequently compared with the one from C Factory. Today, however, we'll be exclusively examining the VS version. I previously created a comparison video of the 3rd generation Black Ghost from both C Factory and VS Factory. You can refer to that earlier video for a detailed comparison. In this video, we will focus solely on this 3rd generation green ghost that will be our main topic today. A key point I've raised before when discussing VS Ghosts is the issue with the limp tip on the bezel. It used to be excessively chalky white. However, VS Factory has since made an upgrade. Let's take a closer look at this limp tip. You can see it's now more translucent and radiant, possessing a jade-like luster. This is a significant improvement over the previous chalky white, which was incorrect. Furthermore, the steel ring around it has been refined to be slimmer. This limp tip is now, indeed, exceptionally well executed. The primary aesthetic difference between the 3rd gen and 2nd gen green ghost is the case diameter, which has been upgraded from a 40mm to a 41mm. The second key difference is that the 3rd gen features a green bezel with a black dial, whereas the 2nd gen had both a green bezel and a green dial. The bezel is a unidirectional rotating bezel. The overall tactile feedback, including the clearance and spacing, is very pronounced. Listen to the sound of the clicks. Sound of bezel rotation. I'll just rotate it back to the center. Let's move on to other details. There's not a huge amount to discuss with this model, as I've already covered the 2nd and 3rd generation ghosts in extensive detail. This video is mainly to showcase the green ghost individually, so you can see its overall coloration. The center post is a solid cannon pinion, featuring the small high shape. The 6, 9, and the triangular R markers all feature rounded edge polishing. At the 3 o'clock position, we have the 2.5x Cyclops over the date window. Let's examine the date font in detail. The execution is quite refined. The thickness and size of the date numerals are perfectly consistent. You can see for yourself. Regarding the detailed differences between VS and C, there isn't much need to elaborate. You can tell at a glance, can't you? Now, I'll screw the crown back in. Let's continue examining other details. The entire case and bracelet are crafted from 904L stainless steel. The brushing on the bracelet here, the texture and craftsmanship are truly excellent. For its price point, this is considered a version with exceptionally fine workmanship. The chamfering on the edges and corners has also been meticulously executed with rounded polishing. Look at the overall texture. Regarding the bezel's color calibration, I personally feel there's no need for a comparison between C and VS, as both are set to use C Factory's ceramic insert. I think the color tuning on this bezel is very well done. As for color deviation, that's a subjective matter. We can look at the physical object. You can judge for yourselves how significant the color difference is compared to the genuine model at a boutique. It really varies from person to person. I'm not especially sensitive to color differences, so you should make your own comparison. Now, for the overall texture of the clasp, let's take a look. The brushed finishing here this specific piece has a minor flaw. You can see the gap on these two sides. This side protrudes slightly more. I personally feel it might be due to the spring bar. Previously, when I compared the 3rd gen Black Ghost with C Factory's version, the same issue occurred. It seems the VS version has a rather noticeable flaw in this specific area. Alright, let's look at the interior. The clasp here has no welding marks. It's a single-piece molded clasp. Opening it up, we can see the interior, the engraved Rolex crown, and the code here is 3VV. The clasp also features a micro-adjustment system. Let me demonstrate it for you. It's this part right here. Sound of adjustment. There you go. It features a 5-increment micro-adjustment function. Correction, 6 increments. My apologies. Take a look at the overall texture. Fundamentally, there are no major issues, just some minor details here and there. As I always say, let me reiterate, if your priority is external appearance, details, and craftsmanship, you should definitely opt for C Factory. However, if you are concerned about the movement's power reserve, then you should consider this VS3235 movement. The choice really depends on your individual needs. The chamfering here on the bracelet link edges is very well done. Let's take a closer look. The overall texture and craftsmanship are excellent. I'll put it on my wrist to give you a feel for it. Finally, I will open the case back to show you the 3235 movement, and then I'll provide a summary. Here it is on the wrist. Get a feel for the presence. I won't delve into excessive detail in this video. The primary goal is to showcase this 3rd generation green ghost, its on-wrist effect, and the full 360-degree view. Unlike static photos, this continuous video allows you to see its overall texture and craftsmanship. Please enjoy the view. Personally, I feel the 3rd generation green ghost is more mature and understated compared to the 2nd generation. The 2nd generation featured a green bezel and a green dial, making the entire watch green. The green bezel paired with the black dial feels more mature and sophisticated. Let me give you a sense of how it feels on the wrist. As you can see, the on-wrist presence is quite impressive. Alright, let's take a look at this. This is the exclusive VS3235 movement. You can observe the movement's overall finishing, texture, and craftsmanship. Personally, I don't perceive a significant difference when compared to the Shanghai 3235 movement. The primary distinction lies in its power reserve. First, let's examine this section. You can see the exclusive shock absorber structure, the 3235 movement engravings on the tungsten steel rotor, and the Rolex logo all are present. Furthermore, this is a one-piece integrated movement. Let me demonstrate. This particular part ... can be a bit difficult to show. I've demonstrated this before during the Datejust comparison between C and VS. This position right here. The gear train ... when you manually wind it, you'll notice its reversing wheels are fully functional. And when the entire movement is wound, or when the automatic rotor spins, it will engage and rotate the gears of the automatic winding system. Let me see how I can demonstrate this more easily ... We'll just have a quick look. There, can you see that? It's a true integrated movement. The reversing wheels engage with the automatic rotor's gears to achieve a full rotation. The pallet fork and escapement are fully functional. And this reversing wheel, you can see. When you wind it, it presses against the assembly, allowing the pallet fork to complete its rotation. It's a genuine one-piece integrated movement. It also features the exclusive shock absorber structure. We'll just have a quick look at these details. As you can see, the Rolex logos and engravings are all present. This is the Dandong 3235 movement. Comparatively, when matched against the C factory movement, the most significant difference lies in the power reserve. Across all third-generation Ghost models, regardless of the factory, only this VS Dandong 3235, on a full wind, can achieve a power reserve of 70 hours, or more specifically, between 70 to 72 hours. In contrast, the C factory version has a power reserve of only around 40 plus hours. So, the choice really comes down to your individual priorities. If your preference is for superior external aesthetics and detailed craftsmanship, I would personally recommend the C factory version. However, if your primary concern is the movement's power reserve, for instance, if you take your watch off on a Friday evening and want it to still be running on Monday morning if that's your requirement, then you should opt for this VS with the Dandong 3235 movement. Regarding both movements, whether from C factory or VS factory, their stability is exceptionally high. Fundamentally, the return rate for repairs is extremely low, and with normal wear, this should be problem-free. That concludes our discussion for today. We'll see you in the next review. Bye.